Okay. Looks like we've got a bunch of people here already. Serbia as well, crikey. I need to put together a couple of machines, actually from last night, that we did before I get started on the new machines, which hopefully I've bought in. I think I have. It's a bit ridiculous starting work at 10 o'clock at night. Let's see, young Paul. I don't know about young. It would be nice to be young. Serbai and Mirko from Switzerland. Yeah. And Nigel van der Heven. Van den Hever. This different. You haven't been forgotten, Damaris. Hey, Paul, Hal, Margarita. Okay. So hopefully these didn't die on the cooling table. Better than finishing at 10 p.m. Yeah. Okay, let's go desktop. A little bit overblown there. Okay, should do it. And rescue's here. Hello. Which one was which? You're number 2. Okay, we'll start with you. Number 2. I do have a couple of machines to fix, so don't freak out thinking I'm just going to be doing nothing but this tonight. I'm just putting the identification stickers back on. So we're gonna, where's our light? Ah, that camera's died on me again. I've got to get myself a new multi-channel USB port card or something. Hey Ed, hey Jane, is it me? Did the other, no Wayne, strangely enough that didn't turn up. Now that you mention it, I'd completely forgotten. I'm just waiting for the, it should come good now. I said you should come good now. Ah. It's not like I changed anything. Don't change a damn thing. Just come back in to do more work. The machine doesn't even get rebooted. Okay, we'll just have to jump out of OBS and get back in. Hey Peter. Let's see, and Fix-It Pros here. Okay, looks like we're back alive. For sure we had to do some greenery around here. Yes, that's where we had to do our greenery. Let's see, glues. Naturally it's on the bottom container. As I said, nothing gets powered off. I just stop streams and then restart them. But the trouble is that I just don't have enough unique USB channels on this machine. So I'm just going to buy another, like a USB 3 card with a separate channel per port. And that way it tends to stop the clashes that seem to cause this problem. Wayne Towers sitting in Redbank, Queensland. Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's Australia Post for you. At least I got the first 14. I've already put most of them to use. Okay, looks nice. And I ordered myself another 20 of my screw containers as well. The the ones that I use for putting all the screws in on these boards. Okay, we've just got that under the ultraviolet. Oh, Jane, you actually got a notification. That's nice. Red Bank in Queensland is in Brisbane. It's just a suburb of Brisbane. Man, they got mashed, that one. Someone completely dropped the deck on that. That can go in the bin. How did I end up with flux still on this? That makes no sense. I think I'm going to have to up the temperature on my ultrasonic cleaner. I thought I would try drop it down to 60, but I think I really need to keep it up at 65. YouTube Bell has 3 levels now. Really? Seriously? You're just saying that, or is that legit? I think it also might be the new flux, that the new formulation. It seems to be somewhat more resistant to heat and remove. I may have to put this one back through the cleaner since I have to remove all this flux. Okay, Wayne, mine are costing me a little bit more than that. Not that I really mind that I mean, I get them overnight from Element 14, so I'm not too concerned. It's a small price. Yeah, and you get it straight away, so yeah, I'm happy. Let's see, where the hell's my water? My H2O. Yes, that's right, that's legitimately water that I just sprayed on there, and now I've sprayed alcohol over the top. Trying to flush off that excess flux. When they updated me on the ultrasonic cleaner, and they said it's about 12 days away. So it's probably just them buying themselves some time while they get it drop shipped. I hate it when they do that. Lying little SOBs. Yeah, I got mine in a hurry because I needed them in a hurry. I've got so many more machines here that, yeah, I definitely needed them. Okay, I might not have to put this back through the ultrasonic cleaner because, as you can see, the mixture of the alcohol and water and all that a few times over, and it's come up pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll put it back on the dryer though. Probably for about 5 minutes or so. Should do the trick. Right, that ultrasonic should be done. I mean, not ultrasonic, the ultraviolet. And it's nice and consistently translucent, so that's good. It's ready to get packed back into its container. Into the computer, I mean. Right, this is number 2. I like to get them reassembled before I start on too many other jobs. Otherwise you end up with all your shelves stacked full of these partially assembled machines, and it just invites Murphy to come along and mess up your day. Let's see, 2. stuttering. I'm not showing any drop frames. It could be me. Am I stuttering? Keith, the one I've got at the moment that you can see behind me is a 10 litre. It's not big enough. With the 1707 boards, the 820, whatever the hell they are, 00281s or whatever. Anyway, the big chicken leg boards, they will not fit in that 10 litre. So I've now got a 22 litre coming. This is the one that had the bugs that chewed out everything, so I'll brush out all those specks. Hey Max. Hey Nicolia. Okay, I guess I'm going to put the heatsink on. CPU bonding. My extremely exotic CPU thermal paste, which is nothing more than just standard grade Arctic ceramic. Absolutely nothing fancy. Does the job just fine, thanks. I can call you Asa. That's a interesting variation on your what's written there. I'm not going to tighten these down completely. I don't do that until I've got the board into the chassis and it's locked into that pin down there. Now with the 1466s and a few of the others, the most important thing to do is to remember to put this pain in the butt rubber thingamajig on. Now I know some people just leave it off outright, but I do prefer to put it in if I can remember to put it in. Bug, no one wants you in there, get out. This will be over soon, then we can get on to the fun stuff. Sometimes we've got to have our vegetables before we can have our dessert. That is a great thing about being an adult. Just choose when you want to eat dessert for dinner or not. Of course the downside is that then your body becomes the adult in your life. And when it starts failing because of your poor habits, that's you being told off. Not like their body being told off. Okay. Where are you? I used you not that long ago. Yep. Hey Joseph, Victor. Let me see if there's anything else running that might be chewing up frames. Let's see if this works. See how that goes now. Bug on the face. Poor. Audio is now off. Mr. Andy Nihill, you wouldn't understand anything that I would say because you're a hick. Unless it's trailer trash talk, it's incomprehensible to you. Nice to see you, by the way. Where the hell have you been? How many sproglets do you have these days? Are you a free man? You're living in your trailer still? What's going on? Andy is someone who has known me for a very long time. Back in the days when I used to do model aircraft. Working in sick and just the one. Oh, okay. So you got smart after the first one. That's good to see. Shame about the sick bit though. What'd you do? Go and catch yourself coronavirus? I hear it's all the rage. I'll tell you, someone I haven't heard from lately is Foxabilla. So I don't know, have you heard from Foxabilla? He's on my friend list somewhere, I think. Hey, Mubarak from Algeria. Well, we've got a lot of Algerians here tonight, have we? Haven't talked to him in ages. Last time I heard from him was about a year ago. And he was doing his usual running away from heart attacks type thing. Where he'd go off somewhere and decide that he's going to have a heart attack in the middle of some foreign country. Hey, Russell Herman. Good evening, Frank. With a CK. Do you just pronounce it as Frank, or is there a... I'm presuming there's going to be a little bit of a... some sort of accent thrown in there. Damn it, I've got my cables switched over now. Made a mess of this. I was too busy ranting at Nihil. Okay, that's good. Stuffed its guts back in there. Hey, Combat Wombat. Everybody's jumping in today. What, has everyone got nothing to do on a Friday night? Yeah, he always was a bit of a crazy person. Hopefully he hasn't met his demise, but if he has, hopefully he been tended to by some lovely nurse or something. Pronounced like that in English, but in French it's different. Ah, right. I only did about a year of French at school, which basically means I didn't know French at all. And because of my hearing issues, my teacher thought that I was ignoring the class and being deliberately difficult. She had a very sudden change of attitude once my parents informed her that I was in fact quite hard of hearing. And all of a sudden my grades went up. So as long as I could say bonjour, bonsoir, or ça va, merci, then all was good. It was just one of those sort of subjects they give you at school that you have to do, just to sort of like give you a sample pack of all the things you don't want to do in life. Hey Travis. And Eric's here. Eric Mayer. What are you procrastinating on? Combat Wombat, yes. 1466. This is one we fixed up last night. I'm just reassembling it so I can get it out of the what do you call it? The in-process queue and get it out into the testing queue. And testing queue essentially consists of running these machines with the valley test for a day or so, and then checking that the camera works and the speakers work, yeah, all that sort of stuff. And I will remember to tighten down those heatsink screws. Thank you for reminding me if anyone has. Hey, Metabolus. Oh, back there? Yeah. Yeah. Now, is croissant a French word? Or is it one of those stolen words? Ah. Better boot up, else I'll get angry. To be fair, it's really English is the language that steals words from everyone. Is this battery just flat, or is it? Wayne, Chris basically just got busy with life. He had his, the child, and then he had his couple of businesses, things like that. He ended up shutting one of the businesses because he was just too busy at the first location. Something just went wrong there. What is he doing? Yeah, something's a bit amiss here. It's now stuck on 800. Yeah, what it's doing? Why are you stuck on 800? And nothing on the display. I don't think that display is even energized. That's weird. So we get our logo. It starts trying to boot. Oh, and it has booted. Okay, the battery is at 1%. So we'll let that charge up a bit. Okay. Hopefully it does not give us any other issues. Hopefully. It's always a concern when you get a job that has a bit of a quirk about it, and you wonder whether that quirk is just some random transient quirk that just happened to hit then, or whether it's caused by a underlying issue somewhere that you're going to have to deal with one way or another. Okay, alright, let's get the next machines up. Go another 1466. What's this one? Spins and dies. Fair enough. Bad install. I was wondering if it might be something like that. Particularly with, with all these Samsung controller drives just dropping dead on us. It's basically, whenever I see a machine that's got the Samsung drive in it, I tend to tell the customer that you're basically sitting on a ticking time bomb there. You really want to replace that with something else. Because yes, I've got a bag of these Samsung controller ones, and they're all dead. They just drop dead. I've got a whole heap of 512 gig ones, and they're all dead. Alan Ware, how many years have you been doing this for, Paul? Depends on where you want to define it. MacBooks, not that long. I think since 2016, so yeah, not really that long. But electronics and computers in general, that's about 37 years now. Things have sure changed in that time, I can say that much for sure. Okay, we got another Samsung one. Oh well, Transcend profits will be going up with everybody changing over. So we've got a 3437. So they say boots and dies. Okay, it does. Basically, it's just doing one fan spin. So this 3437. So we should be seeing run, stop, run, stop, run. This just goes run, stop, and nothing else. Probably a fault around the clock or the BIOS area. Probably some corrosion. That's my guess. Let's see if we're wrong. Clean screens do not exist around here. Okay, remember to put a sticker on our drive because we don't want to suffer those horrible panic moments. 4236. Some people cope quite fine with events like that, where you lose the customer's hard drive that's got all of their precious data on it and things like that. Some people are very blasé about it and just sort of go, oh well, yeah, you should have had your own backup. Sucks to be you. Me, I'll pretty much open up a vein and kill myself if that happened. Okay, maybe not that dramatic, but I'll certainly feel pretty damn guilty about it. Even if it wasn't explicitly my responsibility. Empathizing with customer problems is sometimes a good thing, sometimes not. I guess you got to find your balance. Yeah, I'm just going to take this straight out. Well, it hasn't been taken out before. Hey Penov, good to see you. The only reason why I won't clean customer screens is because I don't want them accusing me of scratching their screens. Particularly these MacBooks. It's fine if it's all dirty and it goes back, they recognize their own filthy screen. But if you go metal with it, and then they see that there's one scratch on there, and even if that scratch was there before, through their own doing, they're probably going to try and blame you. Yeah, the delamination, oh yeah. What models is Apple actually supporting for the return of those? Unfortunately, I don't keep up with a lot of that. The closest actual Apple store from here is probably about 1,300 kilometers away. The closest Apple authorized agent is 130 kilometers away. And we're on pretty good terms. I send quite a few jobs their way, so they're happy. Now, Unisdos, I do tend to try and record everything I can. Sometimes I forget, but I have a multi-gigabyte drive just recording the overhead almost all the time. I got everything? Yeah, I was going to say, it felt like I hadn't got everything yet, and there was one screw left. Really? What else am I missing? Hey, Richard Pearson. Get in there. This one could be tricky. Oh, no, I've spotted corrosion around the CPU area. Oh, yuck. Oh, that's bad. Well, looks like I guessed that one wrong. I will check the BIOS and clock area though. That seems okay. Dusty, but okay. Oh wait, no, that will probably be more the culprit. And this is why we check around even after we think we found the... hopefully that didn't cause any knock-on effect. And for those who were playing along last night, yes, it's quite close to where we had issues with this chip that we had to replace last night. So it's a bit of a popular spot for corrosion to hang out. And I'm going to have to clean these up too. Hopefully it's not too bad. The biggest problem here can be if the corrosion gets under the copper. So we'll just scratch back what we can. There's a bit up here too. Fortunately that's just a test pad. That resistor looks a little shonky. Ew, what am I washing with? Samsung admitted controller issues in the 2014-15. So what are they going to do about it though? That's the trouble. So, oh, our bad. And so, well, is there anything you can do about it? You gonna give us replacement drives? Oh man. I talk very little in normal real life, so me talking as much as I do on YouTube is actually quite a thing. Oh. Okay, let's get the lung saver. No bugs in his socks now. Not yet. We've got a play proportion of these stinky black ones at the moment. But fortunately, they haven't made it too far inside. I got to fly. Is the audio that bad? So, is there really an audio issue here, or what? So I really think I should buy another one of these microphones. Alright, okay. Maybe someone was starting from the beginning and they're just encountering the audio, but they're actually on a lagged stream. Loud and clear in Darwin. Beauty. I think we can safely say we're just going to rip those 3 parts off. There really is no point trying to keep them. Hopefully they will come off. Yep, that one just flew off. And now we start the game of, can we save it? Bit of buffering. Hey, Jack Cutler. No buffering on this side, at least so far as the upstream is concerned. Fiber to the node. We're on a 140. There's a fairly low contention rate around here. There's not many people who have subscribed to this level around this area. Most people are still only on the lowest 25.1 and stuff like that. I think there's probably 3 people in this neighborhood who will be using 140. The mic cuts out when I'm near the microphone. Okay, I'm going to try something. We're going to lose audio for a second, but hopefully we'll come back okay. Everything's wrong. No, yeah, we're not back. Everything's wrong. This is why I hate USB. No. Okay, we've got the right camera back, but we still don't have my mug cam. What about the microscope? Microscope's good, overhead's good. Alright, for some reason the mug cam is dead. So such is the way it goes. Alright, well, we've got a job to do. I'm almost certain I do have a USB 3 card around here somewhere. But as always, it's a matter of finding it, installing it. Fortunately, at least with things like Linux, that's a comparatively trivial process, since it will tend to just find the drivers. It's either got the drivers or it hasn't. Hey, Ratmole. Oh, Wayne, shots fired, mate. Shots fired. That's harsh. Man, you know how much ice cream I'm going to have to eat now because of that comment? Shares in Woolworths ice cream are going to go skyrocketing now. Tony W, yes, I've run out of USB channels. So basically what's happening is, I think there's really only one USB 3 channel and maybe two USB 2 channels on the board. And they're just getting too much contention. I guess that's the difference with when you buy a motherboard that has different levels of price and whatnot, and one of those factors is how many unique isolated USB channels you have. I have not tried the hot cross bun channel. I'm eating vanilla, mint, and vanilla and mint and the salted caramel. No, I'm not a fan of cookies and cream type ice cream. I find it's too dry. I will eat a lot of fruit type ice creams like blueberry, or okay, there's corrosion under here. I can see it, a slight darkening of the there it is. Damn it, I'm trying to think of the word. The stuff that gelatos. I do like gelato. And sorbet. And if it's cold and sweet, I'm probably in for it. Sounds like some of my friends in life, partners in life. Alright, let's get some replacement parts. I have tried Ben & Jerry's, and I found, no offense to Ben & Jerry's, but I found it a little bit overrated. Wayne, I think it's just the lack of channels. The drivers seem to be okay. Because if I shuffle stuff around, it behaves better. Like if I try to stick all 3 cameras on a single channel, it just loses its mind completely. What are you doing, Paul? Don't be an idiot. Let's try and do 3 at once. It would have been fun to do 3 at once, but that's not happening today. I have to be careful what I say sometimes because my family sometimes watches these videos. Today my sister watches my videos so that she can keep in touch with me, see what I'm up to. I've got an older sister. She's a rather successful nurse, registered nurse, whatever they call them. She did a lot better in the academic world than I did in that respect. Paul, do they call them a 99 down there too? Standard Whippy? I don't know about the 99. No, I haven't heard of that. So Orico, make a decent USB 3 PCI Express card. I'll have a look at that. I'm not happy with Orico tonight though. I ordered what I thought was going to be a die-cast 2.5 inch to 3.5 inch SATA adapter caddy, because it looked like the exact thing that you see that the Raptor drives sit in. And I get it today, and I thought this package is rather light, and it turns out they made the damn thing out of plastic. There's no metal in it. It's not die-cast. It's just plastic, and it looks like it's a die-cast heatsink type carrier for drives, but it's not. The price should have given it away to me. I mean, it was only like $20 or so, $25. But still, it's a bit dodgy. It's not something I would normally expect. I have bought plenty of Orico products in the past, and I've been perfectly happy with them. But yeah, they kind of threw me on that one. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure I have got an old busted up Raptor drive somewhere, so I'll probably just use that. I'm just a Mac doctor. Huh, yeah, I suppose I could say that. Hey, Tranquil the cat. Alright, now I wanted to clear away these parts around the oscillator. Now this isn't the clock circuit for the BIOS, the 32 kilohertz and things like that, but it still is a clock circuit. And those parts there, yeah, I'm just going to feel better if I remove those two. Hopefully I won't damage the crystal in the process. So I might just pickle the pads a little bit. How is it that when you want to get a part off the board using your soldering iron, it never comes off? But you go near a part that you need to sit down on the board, and it just comes flying off onto your soldering iron tip all the time. There we go. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. Oh, you idiot click beetle. Come on, get out of here. Blimey heck. Yeah, that's pretty messy down there. No thanks to that beetle. Frank, do you ever get down to places like Jabiru and Kakadu? Or is that something that you just never bothered to go to have a look at? We used to we used to go walk about in all of those parks and the rock paintings. Like we'd always be up at Obiri Rock, and there's quite a few other sites that we went to that aren't really publicly listed. Back then there weren't even any ropes around it. It was just, as long as you found the right person, they'd take you for a walk. Flux and Bugs ice cream. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, okay, you can do the camping and everything. Cool. I see they're trying to decide whether they're going to close down Jabiru Township or whether they're going to keep it going. Because officially I think it was supposed to be closed down this year. It's kind of scary because I remember, well, we were there when they were building it. When we first got there, that wasn't even built. It was just well, not much anyway. It was just a pile of flattened trees. After a little while, the school opened and the pool opened, and we went down there. I got some massive scars from Jabiru. Across the... oh, you can't see. Ha! No face camera. Across the top of my head, around about... yeah, midway... well, around about where the frontal lobe finishes on my scalp. I just ripped my head open. Nice big concrete pipes. It's an ugly fix. Litchfield Park. I don't actually recall that name. Then again, I wasn't that old when I was there. When we first got there, Jabiru itself was just known as Ranger. That was the mine, the actual uranium mine. I'll have to ask my folks about Litchfield. I think you need to visit out west. Think you'll love the Kimberley. Ah, well, I've been to the Kimberleys. Went to the Ord River Dam. And I gotta tell you, fishing there was really difficult at the beginning because your first 5 minutes that you're there trying to catch fish, you're kind of trying not to throw up from the god-awful smell of the overflow, not the overflow, the outlet spout. And it was damn scary getting to the top of one of the dams too. The single width dirt road, random tourists on it. I've even got some zebra rock still. Where's Endil? Well, you just can't help yourself, can you? You throw me under a bus all the time. I guess we'll see if this works. The Barramundi, well, I'll tell you the best place we ever caught Barramundi was just as we got, what was the town called in the Kimberleys? There was a dam there. We've got photos of it. But we had this green fleck. What was the brand name of the lures? Nil Fiscal. I can't quite remember the brand. It's a small dam. I can't remember the damn town name. Yeah, I've been to the Kimberleys. I don't know why it's gone intermittent, because honestly at this site I'm uploading at 6,000 kbit per second. So, 6 megabit. Kununurra, yes, Kununurra. It's a long haul to get to Kununurra from Darwin. I'll change the settings and see if I can make it more YouTube friendly, perhaps. Alright, let's try some brain probing. We'll randomly bend contacts. Jesus, how the... That's... fiber to the node. Oh, jeez. Okay. Still not fixed. It's just doing the one spin and then dies. And then it sits at 21. 8.6. 3.4. Wonder what I could have missed. Hey Ruggers. This drops back to 21 milliamp. So we'll check over the board again in case we have missed something. The clock chip seems okay this time. So far. Let me check 3v3. It starts out good. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just looking to see if there's any corrosion that I missed the first time around. Because if there was corrosion up there at the top that we fixed up, then it's likely that there's probably corrosion elsewhere. Yeah, the corrosion would most likely be the primary candidate for the fault. The chip itself might have got damaged. Maybe... Ooh, did we check to see if the PCH is dead on this? Well, we just killed my test fan, that's for sure. Yeah, PCH looks fine. Let's double check. Yeah. Can't blame it on that one. Hey David Legault, how's it going? I see Jack Cutler's wishing for PCH. Jack's trying to become the next Farnell, the harbinger. See what our CPU resistances are. Hey Rodrigo, this one just spins once and then stops. $108. That's actually pretty high. Yep. Nope, can't blame that stuff. Rodrigo spins for a few seconds. A quarter fan spin would be nice. That would have been most likely then BIOS or clock. But this one spins for a few seconds and then drops. Shows a good... Yeah. Oh, and we're working now? Oh, this is going to suck. It's now working properly. We did it. It actually ran twice then. Yeah, see, it came up. And now properly. This makes me think it might be a capacitor issue. That maybe there's a rail that a capacitor has failed, not as a short, but just as it doesn't have enough it doesn't have enough capacitance, so it remains unstable. So I wonder if it's to do with that corrosion we had on the back of the CPU area. It's a bit like when you get bad cat faults on screens or PCs, and if you give them a few kicks they come good. Yeah, ultrasonic might have to be the answer for this one. There was definitely that corrosion problem, but I have a feeling maybe... The thing is, there's nothing really there. What do you mean by ground error there, Damaras? Pin off, it would just do the single protracted spin and then stop. And when it stops, it sits at about 21 milliamps. Yeah, around about 20, I should say. And now all of a sudden it's decided to start working, which is not good. So we've got something that's a little bit marginal, barely connected somewhere. Hey, I wonder if that connection there is actually a bit thin. That might be it. Trying to see what it looks like. Nah, that actually looks pretty okay. Hey Cormac, how's it going? See if I can't get... see if the cameras come back to life or not. No. Ah! Damn it. Snared. Aha! Cameras come back to life. And everybody's like, oh no, it's come back to life. Hoping to retire after trial of the century is over. What? Trial of the century are you at? Yeah, I might throw this in the ultrasonic and see what happens. Sometimes throwing things in the ultrasonic can make sure it breaks it and makes it obvious. Actually, interesting that there's balls popping out there under that BIOS. They could just be manufacturing dregs. Yeah, at least I didn't burn myself this time, that is true. Oh, the Clermont serial killer trial, oh god. Actually, let's see if this runs again. I'm actually fortunate I don't have to go to jury duty. But they do send me notices every time. And every time I say to them, I am not meant to be on the jury duty system because of my hearing. I suppose they figure with my bad hearing it's no worse than most people's logic anyway, so... Yeah, it's back to being dead again. 21. Let's see what our states are. We've got PM Sleep S4L. We do not have PM Sleep S4L, no great surprise. RDP, what's your reason for exemption? Is that correct? Can't work out if that's corrosion or radiosity from the green CPU. That almost looks like corrosion. Almost. See that? Very subtle sort of corrosion there. It's a little weird that there would be corrosion in that area and nowhere else around here. Might try to replace that. Won't be a daughter board problem on this one, Paul, because I'm actually using a known good daughter board for this. Work for the Attorney General. Oh, okay, well, fair enough then. So you're not biased in the slightest or in a position of power that can be abused or manipulated to cause a mistrial? Of course not. easiest way to just become stricken from the record like me is just take your favourite earbuds and push them in a little bit too far once. Jack, I'm listening, but I want to change this cap just in case. It's probably not likely, the cap, but I do want to change it. Only because it's just got that bit of corrosion colour on it and it shouldn't actually be there. Well, I shouldn't say it shouldn't be there, but I found it a little interesting that it is there. Juries are 12 people who think with their hearts, not their heads. Yep, I agree, Wayne. If I ever have to go to court, I really do not want to... Unless I'm trying to, you know, if it's for a technical thing, I really don't want to have a trial by jury. I think it's pretty much a guaranteed way of losing your case. Well, you never know, Jack, you could be right. But we're going to try this cap first. We've all been wrong, we've all been right at various times in our tech careers. I guess the trick is not to take it to heart too much. Just accept that that's the very nature of this business. Oh, just realised I didn't bother to take notice of the orientation, but then I realised they are joined together, so that should be fine. Oh. Someone left that connected onto the power. I may have to give this person a free board. Do not leave the power connected to your boards when you're working on them. It's generally not a good thing. Sometimes I think I should have a small siren or something going whenever I have a board running on power. Or maybe a remove to enable tagging system or something like that. A tag out system. Come on, get off the board before you crack and die. Good. So my new compromise is give the person a board. Yeah. Well, this is going to be fun. Lockout system, that's the word I was looking for. Don't know why it wouldn't come to my brain. Oops. Pull the wick up before you let go. Come on, there you go. I could probably use hot air here, but the trouble is I just don't want to I can do this with just the soldering iron, so I may as well. Get the orientation right. I may have to take the heatsink back off though. Yeah, the bags are attacking. I'm glad everyone else can notice. Ah, just sucks the heat right out. Hey Harold, good to see you here. Yeah, we're using the chipmunk again. Very useful tool. Harold, are you able to... Yep, Harold is not a mod. Harold, feel free to link people to your product. Let's see, add moderator. There you go, Harold. You're share the goodness and show people where they can get these chipmunks and everything else. OGS Alex, welcome. Hello. Alright, see how we go now. Probably won't make any bit of difference at all. Spin. No, it's still not work. You can actually... oh, made a flippin' liar of me. One more time. There we go. Now the question is, was it that cap or was it something else entirely? I suppose that's where... this is where it gets difficult when you want to send a product back, you know, your machine back to a customer, because the customer wants their machine back soon. Any customer does. Even if they tell you no rush, that's actually that's a trap. Never believe the no rush statement. It is a complete trap, because they don't understand that no rush means you might get it back in 2 years if you're lucky. Anyway, the problem with this is because it's an intermittent fault, I can't conclusively prove that I've fixed it other than just simply statistically proving that it works over and over and over again until you hopefully your chance of failure is a diminishing sub%. So here we go again. It has a stall in the slowdown. After the first second, it just drops its RPM very fractionally before it does the full drop. It'd be interesting to... yeah, see, it's died now. Oh, it makes a liar of me. This is not a machine I feel confident about right now. Jack Cutler, exactly. Until it gets below the 0.05. If you're over 0.05, you should not drive. Okay, so we will put this through the ultrasonic. Maybe we get lucky, but I'm also going to be fairly suspicious of it for quite some time. It's not really hitting me with a high level of confidence. Alright, that's at least somewhat solved, maybe. Okay, which board were you? You're board 5. Okay, last machine for the night. So what is the time anyway? Crap, it's already past midnight. I maybe shouldn't even be doing this, but we'll have a quick look at the machine and maybe it's something easy. Maybe. At this point I'm realizing I don't even have a screw container. Oh yes I do. Yes, what's this? Intermittent turn on. Great. No, it sends me a backlight one. And Jack, just as you say that, you see that it says intermittent. I agree. Famous last words, especially at midnight. And my brain's starting to think of that delicious ice cream. Sutterbridge, I do tend to agree, which is why I was very reluctant to, get all hopeful about it. But it did have a bit of corrosion coming out of the seam of where the leg comes out of the body. It's highly unlikely, but I'll have another look at it tomorrow when the ultrasound is done. I get the feeling that it probably is elsewhere on the board. I've either got a marginal connection or I have got another cap that's really not up to spec. But at least I was able to eliminate that. Let's see, what have we got on the inside here? We've got a dent, a corrosion inlet here. Yeah, it's a 165. On the bottom plate, the up here, so the underside. Battery disconnect before we make an idiot of ourselves again. Let's see, 4037. So get the stuff that gets in our way out of here, which means the battery. Naked streams, no thanks. You imagine doing a naked stream? You imagine where all the bugs would be? No, the bugs getting into delicate places? No thanks. That's almost as ludicrous as trying to have relations in the sea. Pepperjack, thank you. More ice cream. Guaranteed. I will definitely do that, Pepperjack, thank you. That has been removed before. That's okay. Yep, it's definitely been removed. That camera connector just slid right out, no problems. Jack, just participating is good for me. I mean, believe me, I'm more than happy and grateful when people do provide contributions, because it's always good. But there are other ways, yeah, just participating is always good. Sharing. We all help where we can. Sometimes it's fruitful, sometimes it's not. You just can't tell. The gamble of life. Nothing showing up down there. Hello, Jose Arasola. Your name is Louis from Miami, Florida. Okay, your name's Louis, but your other name, your screen name's Jose. Okay, what was this one? Intermittent. Yeah. Yeah, huh. Oh, we'll take the Wi-Fi off too. Where's the fellow at the back? Oh, you mean, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm just not going to bother mention his name, just in case people decide to go hunting for him. He does appear periodically. I think a couple of weeks ago I saw him. But yeah, I'm not going to mention his name because I know people will go explicitly looking for him. And bad start already. There is junk under there. Somebody has spilled a whole heap of their fancy pants, good for nothing, useless, overzealous, expensive, pointless heat transfer compound, and it's underneath the CPU. Yeah, bravo. How do you do that? How do you get your heat transfer compound all over the place? Then again, maybe it was just Apple. Could have been Apple. But this thing's been worked over quite a few times. Ah, Jack, no, appreciate that. Appreciate the vote of confidence. And just another typical Australian larrikin who's okay at his work. Not great, but okay. And that keyboard connector needs to be gently brought back to where it is meant to be, like that. There we go. So yeah, someone's had their passion fingers over this. To be fair, it doesn't look like they've actually done it. Oh, what is that? Why is that there? Okay, a piece of plastic. Yep. Passion fingers at work. Lots of scratchy. Alright, Wayne, I would say, yeah, I'll order another, I'll order a replacement mic. Because I'm not sure where the break in the line will be. I still have a chance it might be the automatic gain control. Because I have definitely experienced that before. Oh geez, here we go. Bug of the night. Dude. Are you waving at everybody? Yep, right, you're out of here. There's got to be something that's causing this to be intermittent. Firephone, I think if you get a large mass of likes, then yeah, it can become relevant, but usually at the level that we see around here, which is typically 100 or so, I don't think it... Oh, no, yay, we found it. Yep. Dun dun dun. Yeah, crusty. And this is guess what, the other night we were looking for that exact same part on the 165s, and guess who didn't have any? I'm going to have to actually steal from some other boards. Let's see. Nope, can't steal from that one. That is actually a customer board. iCloud lock board. But you're a 3437, so you're no good. Well, I mean, I can use you, but... Spin and bong, which means you actually work. So, none of you are any good. I'll just take it from 3437s. It's the same damn thing. When you put down or move away, turn your head and audio drops. Not sure what to think of that. I'll put it in a different pocket and see how that behaves. I think I've stripped this one of its dignity too. Geez, Demaros, are you serious about that? What's your relationship with Harold? I'm just curious, that's all. You might want two. Two can be useful, so you can have them in different workshops or different areas of the workshop, and maybe you've got two techs. Like I've got a reception room which is on the other side of the house, and I've got this workshop. So I actually do use two of them. One out in the reception so I can do a quick diagnosis, and one in here so I can keep an eye on things. Oh, you're repeating his offer. Sorry, thanks. I didn't see that. My apologies. Too busy trying to fix an intermittent board. I know, my priorities are all messed up. Oh wow, that just left that whole chip piece there. I will endeavour to try and get my microphone fixed for tomorrow. I'll try and find out what's going on. Although it is the weekend, so... And then I'll see if the supplier of this combo unit can send me a replacement assembly. Oh, Toxisimo can go suck. Hey Just Clev, welcome. Thank you for actually coming in and saying hello. I appreciate that. Especially considering I'm up past my ice cream time and I'm dealing with an intermittent board. But I am hoping that this intermittent board actually should now be okay. You know, Tom, even if you don't That's something I think Harold should add on his website. It doesn't have to be for a MacBook. They're actually useful for all USB ports, as far as I can understand. So it can be perfectly useful for PCs as well. I think, Joseph King, what I mean is that it's past the time when I start wanting ice cream. Other than the fact that that's always. There we go. Get this trashy bit of trash out of here. Now you may think, what's the point of cleaning up that area, because that's just a flood fill. It has no real electrical importance or electronic influence on the rest of the circuit. But it's more about getting the corrosion that is wicking its way underneath the conformal coat. You're trying to stop it from going any further. Thank you, Tap Help. And I'm almost coming up to 20,000 now, I think. I'm trying to think, I've been doing this for almost 4 years now. I have got YouTube videos that are much older. They're not computer related, they're model aircraft. That or microcontroller stuff. Dr. No, my favourite ice cream varies on my mood. Which, yeah, really doesn't help anybody. Certainly vanilla I'm good with. If it's a good vanilla, as opposed to a vanilla flavour. If it's legitimate vanilla, then I'm good. I do love my mint. I don't like chocolate in my mint, but it seems pretty impossible to get a chocolate-free mint sometimes. Boysenberry is always good. Yeah, basically I like a lot of flavours. As I said, mood based. Steve K, you like intimate PCB faults, right, as opposed to intermediate? Bending over time means that audio just died. I'm going to have to start marking these boards that do not have that part. Like I said, I'm going to have to buy a bulk lot of that part. Okay, we're going to have to do something here, and hopefully I can resolve this. You have to bring up Flex Boardview. Oh, 165. What? You're not even going to tell me what your damn part is? Okay, so it's some sort of just gate. Oh, there it is. 74 AUP1G09. Okay, so we right click on that, we go to search, we go find part, paste. We do not look in iPhones. Search. I have a feeling I actually might have those already. So it looks like they're everywhere. No, 8550s. VRMs. No, 8550s. 51125s. Comparators. Oh, come on. Fast acting fuses. MOSFET. No. 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 Okay, looks like I don't have them. I could have sworn I bought a bunch of the various generic logic gates, because that's all they are. That's okay, we've got a whole swathe of boards to pick from. There's probably more than one on any given 165 board, so I'll just... yeah. So what we do is we've already searched for that, so we should be able to... let's see, control, right click, there we go. Okay, that's the same damn thing. U4110. Okay, so there's one down here by the great big J40, whatever it is. If you do control right click on the PDF in Boardview, it will search that parameter within the PDF again, whatever you've right clicked on. So there we go, we found it. Another one on the board. So actually I wonder how many there are. So we've got two so far. Bug in the eye. Alright, so it looks like there's only the two on that particular board. Still, that's twice as many as what I had before. Now let's see if we can put the orientation incorrect this time like we did last night. Just for lols. If I can even get the chip off my tip. Yeah, Paul's here. He's here to remind me that I did it wrong. So it should be that way. Hey, at least I didn't just put it upside down. I made sure I turned it to the side. Oh, that was actually a really nice reflow. So nice that I got to do it again because I can't believe I did it. Why not add a second logic as a safe fallback? Oh yeah, well, let's go put a modified daughter board on here. That'd be marvelous. Brilliant idea, in fact. sort of thing someone will do. P in the right corner. What? You're making me... No, we see we've got the dot on the bottom left is what it should be according to the board view. So here, yeah, pin one there, bottom left. Ah, damn it, Paul. You're giving me, what do you call it, uncertainty issues, stage fright, performance issues. Alright, let's see if this thing comes up. Realistically, with the Chipmunk, I don't really need to put the fan in, but I guess it's a bit of a habit. Rescue, you're right, I haven't got the board vertically orientated. Okay, we've got a fan spin. Current looks good. Now we're just going to wait for the green USB light to flicker. Come on, green light. Yes! There we go, it's alive. So that's it. Fixed one, maybe fixed another. But I'm pretty sure we'll be looking at that other one tomorrow again because but I'm going to put it through the ultrasonic. I feel like something's hidden there that isn't showing up and I want it to die one way or another. Bob, we do have screens on our windows, but unfortunately these bugs are tiny little bastards and they just manage to crawl in the tiniest of gaps. They're good. They're really good. Okay, that's running. I'm good. 400, 500 milliamps, so it's up and really doing its job right. So there we have it. Now I can go get my ice cream. Look at this, I'm raging already and tearing out my glove. We could apply for a degree in etymology. We certainly could, actually. We have enough experience in bugs now. Let's turn off the lung saver. All of a sudden everything's very quiet. Let's see. Ooh, Formula E's got a... Formula E Racing has a show on at the moment. Oh, come on. It's not a race. I don't bother watching unless it's a race. Oh well. They're in Marrakesh. Marrakesh? Oh well. They'll be on Sunday night, I imagine. They will actually have the proper race. Alright. Okay, ice cream time. You'll take care. Thank you very much for sticking around and keeping me entertained while I did my hard slaving work. And I guess we might see you tomorrow with the bugs, probably yet again, because I can't imagine these bugs are going to go away for the next day or two. It's just the way it goes. So you'll take care and catch you later.